How much do you know about your veterinarian? The I-Team is exposing local vets still practicing after being punished for serious medical violations. I-Team investigator Michael George is here to tell us what you can do to make sure your vet is trustworthy. Michael?
Well, Wendy, your pets can't tell you what goes on at the vet's office. It's up to you to do the homework. But it's not always easy for pet owners to get that information. Jan Restivo never wanted to tell this story again.
It's not easy to do it, that I can tell you.
She says she agreed to talk with us because she doesn't want what happened to her pet to happen to yours.
Roger! Roger!
Jan's parrot Roger died unexpectedly at the vet's office.
I loved Roger, and I wanted him to have more than 2 years of a happy life.
All Jan wanted was to find out what caused Roger's death. When her vet, Dr. Jonathan Rubenstein, gave her what he said was the state necropsy report, she could tell something was wrong. Here's the report Jan says she got from Dr. Rubenstein, and here's the official state lab report we obtained. The two don't match. Jan's report has a line added to it, claiming Roger's death, quote, was likely related to the general cerebral inflammation. But the state lab was never sent any brain tissue samples, according to an investigation by the Department of Business and Professional Regulation. Jan believes Dr. Rubenstein faked the report and made up Roger's cause of death.
I don't know why he did it. I only know that he did it.
Without admitting guilt, Dr. Rubenstein reached a settlement with the Florida Board of Veterinary Medicine. He got a fine and a year of probation, but his license wasn't suspended, and he's now practicing at this Tampa clinic.
I don't think it's right.
Dr. Larry Britt is also still treating animals at his Plant City clinic. He was investigated by the state for allegedly faking a horse's death so he could keep it for himself, and allegedly refusing to treat a dying horse because he was angry another vet had been called to help. Dr. Britt settled without admitting guilt and got a fine and probation. The I-Team reviewed hundreds of complaints against local veterinarians, and we found Florida's Board of Veterinary Medicine hasn't revoked any licenses in the last 9 years. The Board of Veterinary Medicine refused to answer any of our questions about their disciplinary process, but the Department of Business and Professional Regulation told us, quote, we conduct an inspection of every veterinarian establishment every 2 years. We check to make sure everyone is properly licensed and that the establishment is clean and orderly.
Well, I think enough is being done.
Dr. Don Morgan has been a vet for 50 years, and he's president-elect of the Florida Veterinary Medical Association. He points out less than 1% of licensed veterinarians have any disciplinary problems.
I think a huge portion of the veterinary profession is very reputable and do a real good job.
The lesson, Jan says, is to do your homework.
You cannot blindly just trust. You have to at least do a little bit of research.
But even that isn't easy. Unlike California and many other states, Florida doesn't post veterinarian disciplinary complaints online. You can see if your vet has been fined or suspended on the state website, but if you want to know why, you'll have to make a public records request. And because the website may not tell you everything, the best way to make sure your vet is trustworthy is to talk to pet owners who have been with the vet for a long time. Now, we did speak with Dr. Brett and Dr. Rubenstein. Both declined to comment. I'm I-Team investigator Michael George, taking action for you.
Thank you, Michael. And if you have something you'd like to have the I-Team investigate, you can email us at iteam@abcactionnews.com.